welcome to Shovelware Diggers. Our dig team is currently excavating the Softkey Shareware 2000 Hit Games 2CD collection. You can find a link in the video description listing the entire directory structure of this archive. Here's what our diggers have for week 253. For more information on how to join the dig team, simply follow the Patreon link in the video description. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. First up, we have a team dig from the Great Codeholio and CatDog Joe. DOSGAMES /arcade/double without the E. Okay, this better not just be double dare again. We got cga.bgi, ejvga.bgi. There is a readme. Double link seems to be the executable in the doc file there, so that's a good sign. It means it's probably not another double dare game, because we already saw that once before. Though not really seeing too much else. The readme is only 72 bytes. Might as well just type that. Type readme. To see how to load and play double link, read the doc file. Why go to the effort to put a 72 byte readme in your thing to just tell people that? Edit double link .doc. What have we got? Double link by Paul. Wow. That's gonna be a tough name to pronounce. Tubazweski. That's probably the best I'm gonna do. Anyways, game is Shareware. So, Shareware concept, part of growing town called Shareware. May give the game to all your friends to like it, find themselves playing it often. Donation of $15 is requested, i.e. the registration fee. Okay, so... Wait, what? Disclaimer, the author assumes no connection with Stevens Institute of Technology? Why would... Oh, because he's got an internet address. Oh, geez. The early days of the World Wide Web. Actually, World Wide Web didn't exist in the really early days. Anyways, what have we actually got here? So, after receiving many compliments on my first major game, well, not really, see the appendix, SI-Tris, I've gotten to work on my next endeavor, Double Link. In the tradition of SI-Tris, was written during, what else, finals week of my first semester of my sophomore year here at Stevens Tech. No, I'm still majoring in electrical engineering, not comp sci. It's a game similar to SI-Tris in the respect that you have rotatable pieces and you combine them to get certain patterns. But there the similarity ends. So the purpose of the game is to eradicate the existence of the meanies. Meanies appear as multicolored frowning faces. Each successive level has 3 more meanies than the previous one. Level 0 begins with 3 meanies. Your weapon in removing the meanies is the double link. A double link is a double-ended hot dog-shaped object. Each end or link is a particular color, and both links can be the same color, both links not... Wait a minute. Anybody else getting the impression that this sounds like Dr. Mario? Okay, so fairly certain we've got a Double Mario, or Double Mario. I'm getting confused by the name here. A Dr. Mario clone on our hands, but let's see. So, Double Link by Paul, Stevens Institute of Technology. So we got begin game, show next, level, speed, other options. Redefine key is probably a good idea. So move left, move right, rotate. What key do I want to be rotate? I guess I could just make that Z. Drop down, down, speed down, up. Okay. I guess it's because there's probably like a slow drop and a fast drop. So level 0, speed 0, I guess begin. Yeah, this looks like Dr. Mario if I've ever seen it. Oh yeah, this is playing like Dr. Mario. And first level done. So bonus for links. Oh, the more you leave on the board, the more of a bonus you get at the end? That's kind of weird. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I just noticed something which I'm going to have to show you guys in the next level here. Okay, so something that's happening here is that when you make a line, or when you make any kind of line at all, it's always just a reaction of 4. So let me see if I can set something up here that actually demonstrates this. The thing is, I kind of need a double piece to be able to demonstrate this properly, and it's not giving me such a piece. Okay, so watch what happens if I drop this like this. See how it made a 4 reaction, but then there was still 1 left over that dropped? That's definitely not how it works in Dr. Mario. Because in Dr. Mario, it would actually destroy every piece in the reaction. Like every piece in the line that you make. Which makes me wonder what happens if we can actually manipulate a circumstance that gets more than 4 in a row. Like, let's see if we can do something like that here. So, okay, so if I put this like this and get another red piece to fall, which is about to happen. So I'm going to slide this one into that little gap there. And let's see what actually happens here. If we go like that. Huh, so it prioritized from the bottom. Interesting. I guess the good question now is, what if we go from the side? So if we let this fall in, like that, and then drop this one down, or actually, let's wait for a solid blue one. That way we can check both the horizontal and vertical simultaneously, see what happens under those circumstances. Here we go. So what is this going to clear? Interesting. In that case, it prioritized from the left side. So yeah, even though this is playing like Dr. Mario, there's definitely some differences in the gameplay. And I'm not exactly sure I approve of those differences. Because one of the things with Dr. Mario is that you get a predictable outcome because of how it's, because of how it's doing everything. But here, because the reactions are not complete in terms of lines, you kind of have to guess like how it's going to ultimately react. That doesn't really work that well. Also, one thing I noticed is if you push the up key, it basically drops it 1 step for every time you push the up key. So basically allows you to step the pieces down to wherever you want them to go. I mean, all things considered, it's playing okay. It's just because of that weirdness with the rules, eventually this is going to get like really hard for the wrong reasons because of that. So, I mean, as far as Dr. Mario clones go, it's not terrible. It's just a little too different in terms of the mechanics that I would probably rather be playing the real Dr. Mario. So yeah, that was Double Link, Dr. Mario clone. Not terrible, but definitely not a fan of what it's doing with the mechanics. Next up from Anthony, we have DOSGAMES /Arcade3 /TAKTIX, which is also spelled wrong. Well, probably some kind of strategy game, but I guess we're going to find out. That is a very small executable. This is going to be incredibly basic. TAKTIX by Alan Mace. Did I get that right? I got help, options, sound, restart, and quit. What's the help say? So, TAKTIX is a strategy game for 2 players or 1 player playing against the computer. Moves consist of placing or moving pieces in a 7x7 square playing field. To make a move, first select a square already occupied by a piece of your color. You may either place a new piece in an adjacent square or move the selected piece to a new location 2 squares away. Yeah, this is a style of game that I've seen numerous times over the years. And this person wants a $5 registration fee. Although interestingly, this is the second time someone's called the game Shareware and then asked for a donation, quote unquote, as opposed to a registration fee. So that's kind of weird. And then for options, we can either turn the barriers on or off, which are like the spots on the board that we can't go through. We can turn the computer players. Will it actually work with computer versus computer? Let's find out. Restart? Yep, computer will actually play itself. I'm not hearing any sound, though. Oh, there it goes. So yeah, this is looking like it plays pretty much what I was thinking here, because I've played games like this before. But actually, let's go into the options here. And let's put it back to human control. And let's actually... Oh, it'll actually allow me to continue playing with the game in this state. Interesting. But no, I will restart it. Okay, so how do I want to approach this one? See, when you're playing a game like this, one of the important things to remember is that so long as you have two of solid things next to each other, the computer can never get beyond that. So, or your opponent can never get beyond that. So what you're essentially trying to do is create a barricade around your opponent so that they can't expand that well. So if I go, it's not going to let me do that. Oh, it will let me do that. Interesting. Okay. So with that knowledge in mind, now if I was to jump that over here, he could just immediately take it. So I'm not going to be stupid like that. Although he apparently is giving up his corner because I can just go like this now, and now all the computer has to work with is this section down here. So now my goal is to focus on ensuring that I maintain control of this part. Okay, the computer's made some smart moves here and I didn't, so kind of in trouble. Okay, so I've managed to lock some things off in this regards. What I need to do is make sure that he can't really expand outwards to this entire side here, because this is not an evenly split board. This is a 7x7 board, so it is an odd number of spaces on here. And the middle space is open. So given the symmetry of everything else on the board, that means that there must be an odd number of spaces on the board. So, okay, let's start getting a little defensive here. I think so long as I jump like that, yeah, I had a feeling he'd do that, but then I can just go like this. Oh, I was not expecting that move. That's not good. That's actually very not good. Yeah, okay, my plan backfired something dramatic. So I don't have a means to keep pushing forwards. So at this point, what I would kind of have to do is hope the computer would take the bait to potentially, because like, I mean, in the current state, I'm going to lose if I just play safe for the rest of the game. So what I have to do is I have to kind of encourage the computer to make a move that would give me an opening to potentially get some more moves going. I think the best way to attempt that would be like this. And then what should I move next? Yeah, because this kind of ended up a disaster right now, but might be able to recover. Emphasis on the might. I mean, I tried to put up a fight here, but yeah, because I got to move like that because it's still a move I can make. Yeah, computer won. Whoops. Oh well. What? What kind of randomization nonsense is this? Okay. I'll try it. It's like the very first move you make has to be a jump of some kind. I'm gonna go like that. Then let's go like that. Jump like that. Okay, how do you actually cancel selecting a piece? Because I picked this piece, but I want to change which piece I have selected, but it won't let me? How do I do that? Yeah, it's not telling me how to do that in the instructions. Backspace? Delete? Anything? Okay, the computer just made a dumb move here because I can go like this, and that completely undoes everything he did, and, well, I just won. I didn't even have to get close to filling the board. The computer just made some really bad moves there. So yeah, that was TAKTIX. Clearly the AI isn't perfect. It does make some smart plays, but it also makes some dumb plays too. So, but then at the same time, it's $5 software. It plays fine. The sound effects disappeared again, I noticed though. It's very weird. But yeah, other than the sound cutting out for whatever reason, and the AI not being perfect, it plays fine, so there you go. And our last dig for today from Zed Supremus, which is not spelled wrong, is DOSGAMES /arcade/arcade5? Wait a minute. Well, this could be practically anything. What have we got here? Battalia? .doc and .exe. Also a 3D title thing. kbetal.bas? Also a writebro.bas? Are these like actual basic games, or... Because there's a lot of stuff in here. There's the Battalia executable there. We've got a 3D exe, a Zapshot with a ZPA and a ZPA1. Are there multiple games here? Okay, so let's do type readme.first. So, okay, this just seems to be like some kind of manifest for the game, or for the thing. Well, it seems to have separated out what files belong to what games. So, yeah, so it seems like this... It seems like what we've got here, because it just said here files on this disk. It seems like what happened here is some guy working at Softkey thought one good way to get some games onto this CD to fill up the 2,000 folders needed is to just bring a disk in from home and copy its contents. Because this looks like a manifest from like a Shareware vendor disk. So are we going like super meta here? We've got Softkey distributing Shareware on their CD, which came from Shareware vendors distributing Shareware from other developers. Oh boy. A nested Shareware developer. Nested Shareware publishing. Or something. But anyways, it looks like there's 3 games here. 3D Ball, Zapshot, and Battalia. So how do I actually run these? Battalia has its own executable. Zapshot has a batch file to run it, which I'm going to check in a second. And then 3D is the other one. Okay. So, quick look at the batch file here. Okay, it's running ZPA1. Okay, so let's do that one first. ZPA1. So, Zapshot. Copyright in '86 by DB Microsystems. Following programs have been written to be distributed freely among users. And apparently this one has a $6 registration fee. So hit C to continue. Or no, hit CR carriage return to continue. So loading, please stand by. Zapshot by Frank Boloff. Copyright DB Microsystems. So is this going to be like a Space Invaders type thing or a Galaga type thing? Monitor and sound setup okay. Sure. Review score history, no. Keyboard or joystick, keyboard, your name. What? Okay, that was bizarre. Caps lock was off, and yet it was acting like caps lock was on. And so I turned caps lock on, and then it was acting like caps lock was off, and I turned caps lock off again, and now it's acting like caps lock is still off. Personal scores recorded? Sure, why not? We recorded under 1. So level, do level 1. So loading. Please stand by. So starting score, just leave it as is. I have no idea how to attack. Okay, that didn't go so well. And apparently I can only take 1 shot before I die, so this is kind of obnoxious. Yeah, play again. Same setup, yeah. So my fire button is F9. I am not even kidding. F9 is my fire button. Okay, so I took out an enemy. There's another enemy. So you basically just gotta spam your attacks when you get near an enemy so that you don't get hit by them. And apparently, like, see how I have a temperature gauge? And I also lose a point every time I fire a shot. Weird, so it takes a lot of shots to destroy that thing at the top, I guess. So yeah, this is kind of a weird game, but I guess it plays okay. Like, it's definitely old. And running in, like, low brightness CGA colors, so... I do apparently have an energy limit as well at the bottom. Doesn't seem to be too big a deal. Well, I think I've had enough of this one, so let's just let the enemies kill me off here. Or can I just quit? No? Okay, so Zap Shot was very basic, but nothing too offensive. Let's do 3D next, just because it's what I caught sight of here. So 3D Ball by Lee Griffin. So let's do instructions. 3D Ball is a game similar to racquetball or handball. It's different than other similar computer games, and a third dimension's been added. So it's basically going to be like 3D Breakout. So AWDX are my controls. Only the player that is to return the ball to the pad. So yeah, this is basically 3D Pong from the looks of it. So how many players? 1 was the game speed, 15 is the slowest, so we'll go 12. Okay, so I just have to keep the thing on the ball, and then it bounces back and flickers a bit. Yeah, this is what you call a very bare bones game. Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about this one. You just don't miss the ball like that. Like, the controls are only step the paddle one at a time, which, you know, I kind of get it, given how basic this is and old it is, but yeah, this is very simple. And the last one in here was Battalia. So let's type it in correctly. The Wright brothers, Kent and Brad, presents Battalia, or The Wait Is Over Battalia, or something like that. Instructions. Traveling throughout the galaxy carrying illegal contraband, you and your partner have successfully evaded the galactic police until now. And I accidentally pushed a button to... Whoops. Hang on. You're caught in the act, and the penalty for this illegal action is known across the universe. Okay, what is the illegal action? Oh, it's telling what it is in the next paragraph. That's not a good paragraph break. You must fight to the death with your co-pilot in the dreaded labyrinth where the 2 men enter and only 1 man survives. There is no escape, may the best man win, and the other will, well, you will die. This is written very weird. So anyways, is this only a 2-player game? Well, that's not going to work so well. Yeah, it looks like player 1 uses A, Z, X, and oh no, I hate that. X and C for left and right, and A and Z for up and down. Whereas player 2 gets the cursor keys. Just so much nicer in terms of layout. Oh boy. The objective is quite simple. The first one to reach 10 points wins. Okay, so how does this work? Okay, so as you hold the key down, you move. Given the fact that it's not stepping, like there's no delay when I push a key down, even though this is text mode, I have a funny feeling this is using its own keyboard handler. So if I keep going back and forth, can I go? Yep. So despite the fact it's in text mode, it's got multi-key holding going on here. Not very common a combination. Okay, so apparently you fire in 4 directions all at once. Interesting. Also, if you hit your opponent, it immediately resets to the next map. That's kind of weird. So how many shots can I actually have in the air at a time? Oh. You can only have 1 pair of shots in the air one set of shots in the air at a time. But that's interesting then. That means that if you're in a particular position where your shots will clear the screen very quickly, you can just rapid fire them. Say right here. Yeah, actually I could just hold the button down. And then player 2 would be very hard pressed to get in there. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get player 2 to get a shot squeezed in here. But I don't think I'll be able to. Nope. So all you have to do is find yourself a good spot to hang out, and your opponent doesn't have a chance. Also, speaking of not having a chance, the only way to... Because your craft is 3 characters wide, but these gaps here are only 2 characters across, this is more like a shoot each other from below sort of thing. Oh, well, that's... that's obnoxious. Look at how tiny this little arena here is. And we've already got a repeat arena now. Okay, we have a different one. So it's interesting that there's different arenas, but it's completely random which one you get. And then that was Battalia. This one is definitely more of a throwaway, especially without any computer AI to play against. But I guess it kind of works. Like, these are all really old games, but, you know, they are what they are. Although there was a lot of basic files here, so it kind of makes me wonder if maybe these games actually did include source code here. So if I go edit, say, kbattal.bas, is this going to be actual basic code? Or is it going to be, you know, it could show up as binary. Oh, I accidentally put it in wrong. kbattal.bas. Yeah, this is binary code. But what about the other one? rightbro.bas. Nope, this is also binary code. Because yeah, if you scroll back far enough to the original Advanced Basic for DOS, which was included with older versions of MS-DOS, the files were by default stored in a binary format, not a text format. Now you could save them in a text format, but it wasn't done that way by default because it took up a lot more space. So if I had easy access to Advanced Basic right now, I could probably load those up, but not at the moment. So, but it's interesting that they're there all the same.